Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Just wanted to share with you some of my PlayStation games. I want to do another series focusing on PlayStation 2 collection games. So this is the first in hopefully a series of many that I'm going to be doing, and this is for the PlayStation 2, and it's the Samurai Spirits online collection. And this is the Japanese version, as you can see there, the cover. And if you open it up, I've got the disc there, PlayStation 2 DVD, and you've got a manual. And what this series was, and they brought out quite a few games in the series, was all of the SNK classics. Look, massive manual here, which I absolutely love these, well, manuals with games. I'm pretty old school there, but it's all in Japanese. It's a Japanese copy, so you've got the moves lists there. Skip through. So you do have the moves that you could probably decipher, especially if you could speak Japanese. But yeah, there's the manual. There's the disc. There's the front and the back. And this actually has all 5 Samurai Shodown games, the 2D ones. It doesn't have Samurai 6 on this. The anthology versions for that were released internationally do apparently have number 6 on, but this version that I have here, this Japanese version, part of the online box set, literally doesn't have Samurai Spirits or Samurai Shodown 6. So this has just got the 5 games on it. It doesn't have Samurai Shodown 5 Special, it's just a normal version of Samurai Shodown 5. But yeah, it's great to have, great collection. I'm going to put the disc into my PlayStation 2 Slim, and then hook that console up, try and find a way to hook that up to my Elgato HD capture device to capture some gameplay, and I'll do some commentary over the top. Okay, cheers guys. Okay guys, I've connected my PlayStation 2 Slim, that's the only PlayStation 2 console that I have, to via RGB SCART, via an RGB SCART adapter to HDMI, only a cheap one, so that I could actually connect then my PS2 Slim to my Elgato HD capture device to capture this gameplay footage. So this game, Samurai Spirits Online Collection, is running on the original hardware, which is my preferred method of gaming in general anyway, guys. So yeah, this is the initial intro screen. Samurai Spirits Online Collection is actually part of a series of game anthologies of SNK's popular gaming series, like this one, Samurai Spirits, Fatal Fury, Last Blade. They've released most of them on for the PlayStation 2 for this collection. This series of games originally was released in the arcades, obviously for the Neo Geo MVS platform, and then the Neo Geo AES home console versions, and I do have those versions between the AES and the MVS. As the name suggests, the online series, this series of games featured an online battling mode, but unfortunately this was only available in Japan. But this series was released outside of Japan, in the US versions mainly, the anthology series. But according to online sources, censored versions of these games were released, like green and white blood instead of the traditional red. This was also seen in, obviously, the Neo Geo Mini International release, and if you didn't see my version, my unboxing and review of that, please check that out on my channel. So yeah, this Japanese version of Samurai Spirits Collection features Samurai Spirits 1 to 5. The anthology series released in the US apparently has all 6 of the 2D fighting games in the Samurai Spirits series, but this only has the 5 games. I'm not too bothered. I've played number 6. I don't particularly like it. It would have been good to have it, but I might pick that up later on. Yeah, as you just saw, there's limited English in the game menus, but you can sort of fumble your way around. In-game dialogue is all in Japanese, with Japanese subtitles. I kind of prefer this, as it really sets the mood for like the 18th century Japan setting, which is the setting for this series of games. English subtitles would have been a good option though, so you can sort of follow the story. They may be present, the subtitles, English subs, but I haven't been able to find them or found a way to switch them on if they do exist. But anyway, yeah, this is the first game in the series. It was released in 1993 in the arcade, and that was on the Neo Geo MVS system. And then the AES home versions. The home versions and the arcade versions were identical. That was the desirable thing about if you could afford to own the Neo Geo AES back in the day, because you were in effect playing the arcade versions of the game, you know, which no one had. We had to put up with or make do with the SNES and the Mega Drive versions of these games, which weren't too great. I remember visiting a local independent game shop which had Neo Geo AES playing with this game. I was completely blown away at the time, but it cost, I think it was £700 back in 1993 for the console and just this game. I was never going to be able to afford it. You know, I come from a family that had no money, and even if we did have money, you know, even if my parents had, you know, average jobs, average income, you know, we would not have been able to really afford this. They wouldn't have even contemplated spending that amount of money. I mean, you could probably buy a car back then, a cheap car for that money, so they wouldn't have really games console again. But these are traditional one-on-one fighting games, but with a unique feature for the time, that it was weapon-based combat. You know, you had the Street Fighters and everything else, which was hand-to-hand. This was weapons, really good. The weapons can be knocked out of your hands by the opponent during the match, therefore forcing you to fight unarmed, you know, until you actually move over and pick your weapon up again. The game uses 4 buttons, 2 for weapon attacks, 2 for kicks. The game also features scaling. That was also seen in many Neo Geo games, probably overused to a certain extent to just prove what the hardware could actually do. The Art of Fighting game series used it extensively, another game series that I love. Yeah, huge character sprites in this game, as you just saw. Earthquake, absolutely massive. I mean, when we were in the arcades and you know, we saw the game running with the huge character sprites, it was just unbelievable, because you know, that was a big advantage over the home consoles such as the SNES and the Genesis, which I keep referring to. But you know, they were the dominant home consoles at this time in the early 90s. And they just simply could not do the same. They could not replicate the big character sprites. And this game in particular really reminds me of the old school movies, such as Lone Wolf and Cub series, which I have on DVD. I had that on the original VHS tape back in the day, and it was absolutely brilliant. You guys might better know the series, as it was shortened. Each of the episodes of the series, extracts of most of those movies were taken, and they amalgamated it into one film called Shogun Assassin. You're probably all aware of that. They put on a funky soundtrack and everything, and it was really good, and that's what got that series basically over to a wider audience. We all watched that, and it was brilliant. And this game, the Samurai Spirit, Samurai Shodown games, as they were known in our part of the world, are just the game equivalent of those films, in my opinion. Those old samurai movies, I absolutely love them. But as you can see, there's it's set in 18th century Japan. You've got traditional samurai, traditional weapons, and you've also got like the monsters, like that green goblin dude who I fought just now. Here we go, Earthquake again. He's absolutely huge. Seeing him stomping around the screen back in the 90s was just unbelievable. It really was. As you can see, like most games, I'm pretty shit at these. I could do the moves for some of my favourite characters back in the day, but I've not played these in a while, to be honest with you. I mean, playing this right now makes me want to just put on the Neo Geo AES console, which I might do at a later date, hook that up to the capture device. I might do an overview of that version of the game. It's an absolute classic. I've got this one, number 1 and number 2 on the AES, and I've got 1 to 5, I believe, on the Neo Geo MVS. The MVS is more affordable, so yeah, that's why I've got them on that one. I can't justify paying thousands of dollars for a cartridge for the AES home versions, which generally Samurai Spirits, certainly 4 and 5 go into the thousands, especially if you're looking at 5 special, but we'll come into that a bit later. And if I did have the money to buy them, they would not be played in my console in case I damaged them. And I just like playing the games, so I pick up all my copies that I pick up. I just like playing, not to put on my shelf and just worship. Yeah, this is Earthquake. Don't really know how to use him, but yeah, just button mashing. He's big, so he can keep the enemy at bay, which is always pretty good. There you go, the scaling effects again. And these games are pretty accurate to the originals from what I remember. I mean, I'd have to dig them out and play through them, but they're absolutely awesome playing these games. Even today, I'm absolutely amazed by these games. I am. I know, the modern generation, my kids and everything, they're spoilt with the games and the variety of games, the graphics and sounds that they've got these days in games, but so they probably don't appreciate these games as much. But saying that, when I do get the Neo Geo AES and MVS systems out, which I haven't for a while, my boys do actually want to play them. So I don't know whether it's because they're my boys and it's in their DNA, in their genes, that they're going to like retro games the same as me. I believe my father did as well. My dad, good old dad, he liked retro gaming as well. So maybe it's just something in my bloodline, if there is such a thing, that my boys absolutely love it. We'll just continue for a little bit longer, get a little bit more gameplay in there. I could play these games all night, to be honest with you. They're really good. I do in general like weapon-based games. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the unarmed combat games, the Street Fighters, the Tekkens, things like that. But my favourite games have always been the weapon-based for some reason. Like, I love Soul Edge, the original Soul Edge. I've got the original arcade PCB of Soul Edge. If you haven't watched my video already, please check that out on my channel, guys. And I've bought that for the original PlayStation. I still have that, and also on the PlayStation 2, the Soul Blade and Soul Calibur, I think they were called, the sequels. I've got those, and I absolutely love the weapon-based games. So, okay guys, came out of that game. I could have just played that all night. To come out of the games, you just, to go back to the main menu, you press start and select. It comes up with an option, and then you just select the option, return to main menu. A little bit of loading in between the menus, in between loading the games. And here we are, this is Samurai Spirits 2. I'm going to let all these intro rolls on, roll on all of the games, to be honest with you, just to let you guys see if you're not already familiar with them. But Samurai Spirits 2 is regarded by many as the best game in this Samurai Spirits or Samurai Shodown game series. This game was originally released a year later than the original in 1994, again on the Neo Geo MVS and AES systems. The game features many enhancements over the original game, which is why I personally, as well as everyone else, I think that class this or regard this game as better than the original. Includes several new characters, more moves, and an offensive blocking technique system. Even though I do love the original game purely for the nostalgia reasons that I've already discussed, this second game is my favourite in the series. This also features a 4-button system similar to the first game, 2 for the 2 attack buttons for the weapons and 2 for kicks. There's also the addition of I believe it's a power meter in this to build up super special moves like some of the later Street Fighter games. This is awesome though. I just love the Japanese feel to this. Obviously Japanese game, but I just absolutely love it. All the settings, the backdrops, the backgrounds are just great. The little intro, you've got the guy there with his flags, look, judging the fight, scoring it. It's just absolutely fantastic. As you can probably tell guys, I've got a real passion for these games. I'm a big fan of this series. I'm not the best at playing them. I'm not the best at playing any game really, but you know, what's to say that you have to be the best at these games to enjoy them and to play them? I really do enjoy them. If you want to check out someone who is really good at these games, I'm subscribed to his channel. I forget the name of it, but he completes all of these games on the hardest difficulty with just one credit. That's the whole idea of his channel. Brilliant idea. I wish I could do the same, but unfortunately I can't. I don't have that skill level. But yeah, check his channel out. I'll try to put a link to his channel in the description for this video. But yeah, he's a really great guy. I talked to him quite a bit, and I think he's from Brazil. And please check his channel out if you want some real good gameplay videos on these Samurai Spirits games, because yeah, he's absolutely fantastic at them. But I'm not. I enjoy them probably just the same as he does. Yeah, just look at this, fantastic. Lost my weapon there. If you noticed, you can actually, your weapons can get broken in this game, which I soon discovered on by playing this game. My weapon got shattered, my sword got broken, but I could still continue the fight, and I did unarmed, and I managed to pull off a cheesy little manoeuvre, attack throw at the end there, and yeah, killed him. Yeah guys, if you like this video and this style of video, I'll try to do some more via the PlayStation 2 and the older consoles. I might even try setting up my Neo Geo AES to the capture device if I can. Like I said to you at the start of this video, I've connected the console, this PlayStation 2 Slim, to an RGB to HDMI adapter converter. It's not a FrameMeister or anything like that, so it's a cheap device, I think a $30 device off of eBay. So the graphics might not be, and the picture quality might not be as great as some of these other channels out there. I just don't have the money at the moment for a FrameMeister, but I thought it came out pretty well. Gives you guys an idea of how this looks. I mean, it looks better actually plugged into an old school CRT TV, which I do have. I actually have the component leads, so PlayStation 2 to component, and my old CRT TV actually has the component input, and the game looks absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, I couldn't capture the game footage via that, or even record via an external camera because of the scan lines. That's all you could see. So this was the best method that I could do, guys, but I hope you enjoy it anyway. Here we go, we're getting through these rounds here. I'm getting my arse handed to me quite a bit, but I still enjoy them. Some really nifty moves there discovered, and some real great characters in this game. As you can probably tell, guys, I died just now, so I thought I'd do a bit more gameplay with this other character. He's pretty good as well. A lot of the characters are. Two-handed samurai, dual wielding. Samurai swords, just can't beat it. And as you can see there on the bottom left, I've got the power meter that I discussed earlier. I'm not really sure of all the moves, so the best of gameplay demos, but it just gives you a feel of, obviously, like that move. Just brilliant, just the backgrounds, the detail in the backgrounds, animations of the stuff going on in the background. Look, you've got this guy that runs on and chucks things, usually bombs or some food for that if you eat it, you manage to grab it before your opponent. You get, yeah, look, like that. It will restore some of your health. It's always helpful in this game when the odds are stacked against you. I have this one on original Neo Geo AES. I love my AES games, and you guys out there who collect AES games, some of you may, please drop a comment in the comment section if you're like me and you collect these games on original. But you'll know what I'm talking about when I say that these old Neo Geo games in particular have a certain smell about them. You pick them up in the big boxes and the big old cartridges with the booklet, and if you've got the original baggie, which is the term given to the plastic bag that the booklet came in. Some of my games have still got those, and it's just the smell, it's the old smell, and you just can't beat it, in my opinion. You can't, like, yeah, you can emulate all these games, you can play them on all these other systems, and it's absolutely fantastic. You can still get an enjoyable experience, but nothing beats collecting the original games. You know, just having a few of these original cartridges, it's fantastic to know that, you know, these cartridges that I've got were, you know, played on home systems for those that could afford it back in the day in the 90s, and the many MVS cartridges I've got were actually in arcade machines back in the 90s. I mean, I can't get my head around that, and I've actually got them there now. You know, I bought little boxes for them, little cardboard boxes that I sold them on eBay. You know, Neo Geo mini boxes, I think they're called. It just keeps it all nice and neat and tidy. It's because of my OCD, I have to get things like that, so I bought these, and yeah, just having the original cartridges is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, enough of that game. Quit out of that. We're into Samurai Spirits 3 now. Now this game was released, you've probably seen the pattern here, a year later again from the second one in 1995. This game features changes again, such as 2 different selectable versions of each character. Not sure why they did that, but they did. The 2 versions of the characters are just not just visual appearance changes, but also their moves differ. So the moves list and the special moves and everything that they've got actually change depending on which character you go for. The first mode I think is like slash mode, similar to the first 2 games in the series, while there's a bust mode which is a more aggressive style of fighting. If you're a more aggressive fighter, then that might suit you. The controls have also now changed, I do believe, with 3 of the 4 buttons now for the weapons attacks, as opposed to 2 for the weapons and 2 for the kicks in the original, and now you've only got 1 button for kicking. There's also some new character additions and omissions, and there was the same with Samurai Spirits 2 as well. There were some additions there, but same with all fighting game series. They, as they make more and more of them, if they're popular, they often keep the most popular characters, get rid of some of the least popular characters and add some new ones. But as you can see, pretty similar to the first 2. If you've played the first 2, you know what you're getting really. Yeah, this is a bizarre character, I'm not really sure why I picked him. Problems doing his moves. Probably get annihilated in this, but yeah, give it a go anyway. Move, kick there. And again, you've got the super meter, power meter there at the bottom left. I can't really remember the moves, guys, but yeah, I might dedicate a bit of time to this again and see if I can get better at it, and see if I can actually do some better gameplay. And then if I can, I'll capture it and upload it to my channel. Maybe do some gameplay videos of this. Yeah, this girl, she's a little girl, isn't she? She's got these creatures that assist her. This one, an eagle, I think in some of the other games she had some other creatures. A wolf or something, if I remember correctly. So again, this game, yeah, a little bit darker than the first 2. I do like it. I don't, unfortunately, own this on the Neo Geo AES. I do see copies come up on the auction sites for around 200 to 300 Australian dollars. That's about, what's that, about 150 English pounds. So I do want to get this one on original, so at least I've got 3 of them. I do have it on the Neo Geo MVS, which is a lot cheaper to buy. Hell of a lot cheaper. You could probably get this game for between, I think, $30 and $50 maybe. But yeah, I do want this one on the AES, and that will probably be the last one I'll buy on the AES, because the other 2 are just too expensive to justify the cost. So as long as I've got it on one of the formats, which I already do, the other games, on the Neo Geo MVS, that's good enough for me. As you can see, I got absolutely annihilated there. Different stages. Change character, there use this guy. There you saw the different, the 2 different styles that you can select, slash and the bust, the more aggressive style. There you go, she's got a wolf. Is that the same girl as before, or is that a different one? might even be a different character. I can't really tell, guys. I just play these games, taking the backgrounds, the settings, special moves of my character. Don't really take in the other characters and everything. I should dedicate some more time to this game, really, this series of games, because they're just fantastic. Oh, sure how I won that one. That's another thing, guys. If you do play these games, they have always been really difficult, in my opinion. You know, Street Fighters you can pick up and you can generally kill a few of the characters straight away just by button mashing. This game, you'll find even if you know the moves and the special moves, the characters will just block. If you're playing it on normal or even especially the harder difficulty levels, they just block absolutely everything, I find. So yeah, you might find it difficult. You might need to even lower the difficulty setting to begin with, just while you're getting to grips with it. I generally don't like to play on anything lower than normal, because I put it on a lower setting than normal, I don't even feel like a real man. I feel like a little child or an elderly person or something. So yeah, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, these games are really difficult. But like all fighting games, they're just better in multiplayer. So I often like to play these games with my kids. They're only 10 and 6, so if I play against them, I can often win a game or two, which is quite nice. But yeah, they do sometimes beat me, I'm not ashamed to say. But yeah, now we're on to Samurai Spirits 4. This game was released in, can you guess it, guys? It was released in 1996, a year later than the third one. Again, this was for the Neo Geo MVS and AES systems. This game once again featured some gameplay changes, such as the removal of the aerial blocking for some strange reason, and they also removed some dodges and other evasive moves of the earlier games. Apparently there's also a suicide move included in this game, and certain finishing moves similar to Mortal Kombat games performed by the characters. So effectively you can pull off fatality moves on the opponent to kill them. This game also brings back some of the earlier characters that were cut out of the earlier games, and introduces a couple of new ones. But yeah, this is a pretty good one. It's not my favourite in the series, to be honest with you, but for some reason I do find it easier to play than a lot of the other games. Okay, I'm just going to let this roll, same as before, just to show you the moves. There you have the character select screen. So gives you a roster of characters again. I've put in some of the favourite ones. This is a character I tend to use quite a bit, as you've probably already gathered. That's mainly because his moves are like Ryu and Ken from the Street Fighter games, the Fireball, Dragon Punch motions. So yeah, because I can do those moves, I can pick this character in this series of games, and I can generally do the moves. Just love the settings for these games. I've probably said that a million times, but just absolutely brilliant. It does remind me of the old school films. The weapons, notice this game is as well. It plays a hell of a lot faster than the other games. The speed of the characters and everything is a lot faster. I own this one on the Neo Geo MVS system. Happy to have this game. In the final move then, and the character, the opponent drops his weapon in defeat. Special to finish him off. Sorry guys if you can hear some background noise. There's a rather, I live in Australia, there's a noisy bird that's making a hell of a lot of noise. I can hear it, so you guys probably can as well. Yeah, if you notice there, you hold down all four of the buttons, you do the, you go into like the special mode, and the background scenery changes. It's like it looks like it walks you somewhere else. Finish off the opponent, drops his weapon again. Looked like it fell up in the air and stabbed him then, but I just love the settings. Look at this one in the forest. You can even chop the trees down. Oh, dodgy. You can also do massive combos in this game as well. I've noticed. They tend to 100% of the time I'm on the receiving end of one of them. but occasionally I do them myself, so that's pretty good. Oh. I love the way he's done that since the original Samurai Spirits game, and he's done them in every game since, from what I've seen. At the end of being victorious at the end of a match, he throws his sword up in the air and then holds the sword, whatever you call it, in his hand, and the sword flips around in the air and then lands back in the holder. So, fantastic. He's blocking a lot of my attacks. He's quite tough, that guy. Did you see that strange demon type character that appeared in the background just then? I just love everything that goes on in the background, and if you pay enough attention to it, you see all the little details and everything. They're just absolutely superb. I mean, I know that the Street Fighter games got more recognition and they're great games, but I've always preferred the Samurai Shodown games and the King of Fighters games over the Street Fighter games. They're just, I think at the time they weren't appreciated much, and not as much as they should have. They were just looked at as like cheap versions of the Street Fighter games, especially King of Fighters. But there was so much depth to it that I personally think that there were more to it than those games. You know, and in my opinion, they were better than the Street Fighter games. But that's just my personal opinion. If you notice there, you could actually, oh, I love that. You can sidestep there, which is interesting because from all the online sources I've read, they said they've removed the evasive moves, but you're definitely doing something here. There's actually a load of noisy birds outside my window now, guys, so if you can hear them, then apologies for that. Never work with children or animals, they say, don't they? And that's certainly true in this case. Loads of animals here in Australia, and yeah, can't control them, unfortunately, guys. Oh, brilliant. Killed him at the end and got splattered with loads of blood. That was a close match, actually. Almost lost that one. Just love these games so much. I think I am going to do some more gameplay videos on this series of games. I'm not sure if they'll be complete gameplay videos like my others, because my skill level's not great on these games, so I'd use many continues, so yeah, possibly won't attempt that, but got the other side of him and then smashed him down the back. Surely that would have killed him in real life, but this is only a game, isn't it? Oh, he's blocking everything. Hitting me even on the ground. Oh, I don't believe it. How on earth did I win that one? And now I've got noisy cars outside. Honking on the old horn. Inconsiderate. Setting, look at it. So it looks like an old village that's just been burnt to the ground. Now this guy, by the look of things, he's been up to no good, and I'm there to sort out the trouble. Grab them, throw him to the other side. Oh, fantastic. Surely I've chopped him in half. Oh, look at that. Finishing move. I think that's a finishing move anyway. He's in two pieces, so I gather that it is. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I was getting so carried away with Samurai Spirits 4 that I totally forgot I was doing a gameplay video. So, yeah, we'll come out of that. Gone into Samurai Spirits 5 now. This is the last one on this disc. Like I said to you, the US versions, international versions of this game, the US version, the anthology had all 6 games, but my Japanese version, the online collection game, unfortunately only has the 5 games, so I can't do a gameplay video or show you some gameplay on the 6th game, but I'm not too bothered. I've got other platforms and formats to play that one on. So this is Samurai Spirits 5, and it was released in, no, you got it wrong, it's not 1997, a year after Samurai Spirits 4. It's actually released in 2003, and that shocked me because yeah, quite late in the Neo Geo's life, to be honest with you. But again, it was released on the Neo Geo systems and was one of the last games released for the system, unfortunately. The game features a huge roster of characters and a great graphical style. Some of the character sprites in the game are just absolutely huge, like the other Samurai Spirits games. I do really like this game, to be honest with you. Yeah, I do really like this game in the series, guys. Sorry, there's a dog barking outside now, so I've got it all going on. But I do really like this game in the series, but it is a shame that Samurai Spirits 5 Special was not included in this series. Now, if you're thinking, well, what the hell is that version? It was released a year after this one, so I believe in 2004, and that was the last Neo Geo game to be released. I'm pretty sure it was. And it features character graphics, sound changes, as well as gameplay tweaks over this version. This is just Samurai Spirits 5. And it just made for a more balanced gameplay experience and just a better experience overall with the game. But unfortunately, it is absent from this version. It's such a shame. and I think from the anthology, I don't think it was included with that as well. I could be wrong, I'll have to double check that, but I don't think it was included. But Samurai Spirits 5 Special, to this day, is one of my favourite in the series, up there with 2. It really is, and I know that's just my personal opinion. So it's a real shame it's not here. But oh well, you know, that's. I've got other means to play it. I don't own Samurai Spirits 5 Special on AES because that version of the cartridge, when it comes up, goes for several £1,000s. So there's no way I can justify paying that. I just haven't got the money. And it has come up, I believe, on the Neo Geo MVS, which is even rarer. And again, that's thousands as well. So my only option to play it on original hardware is to play it on my Neo Geo MVS arcade cab and my consolised MVS. And that's via the 111 in 1 multi-cart. You can get different multi-carts for the Neo Geo systems, and I've got it on that, 5 specials on that, and I bought that multi-cart just for 5 special, just to experience that, and it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like this game, Samurai Spirits 5, but 5 special is just a better version of it. But this is still pretty good, you know, I do like it. Like I said, 5 special had the gameplay tweaks, graphical tweaks and everything, and it also had the finishing moves, which are just absent from this version. I think overall though, guys, this bundle of games, this collection for the PlayStation 2 is a fantastic bundle. I think that they're very accurate to the original Neo Geo versions. I would have to run my original Neo Geo versions side by side along this to actually be able to tell the differences. I'm sure there are differences, but you know, because the PlayStation 2 came out many years after the Neo Geo did, it was able to handle this, and it's CD based and everything, so you know, there are good versions of the games, and although over the years many console versions of each game was released on the home systems, in particular on the SNES and the Mega Drive and the PlayStation 1, I don't really recommend those versions of the games, guys. I have played them, this is just my opinion, but they're not the true arcade experience that the original Neo Geo versions offer and this collection offers. They're just not the same. I have heard that the 3DO versions are good, and are more like the original versions. They do, I believe, have long loading times though. So, but if that's the only system you've got, then you might want to check those versions out. But obviously the best way to experience these games is on either the Neo Geo AES or MVS, in my opinion, because that was the original hardware that these games were released on, so that's going to be the best experience. But prices now can be really expensive, guys. I mean, on the Neo Geo AES, like I've already discussed, the first 3 games are relatively affordable, the third one is still hundreds of dollars, but 4 and 5 and 5 special in particular going for several thousands of dollars, which are out of reach for most. I know they're out of reach for me. I can't justify, with a family, wife and family, you know, I can't justify paying that. The MVS versions are more affordable, and I personally, like I previously said, own all 5 games, but do not and will never realistically be able to own 5 special on original cartridge for MVS or AES, but the multi-cart version is fine with me. Apparently, from reading online, 5 special, Samurai Spirits 5 special, is apparently available on download from the PlayStation Store on PlayStation 4. So you might want to give that one a try. I might give that one a try. And these earlier games, I believe, you can actually download from the PlayStation Store. I know I have done in the past. So again, if you haven't got a PlayStation 2 and don't want to pay the money for this, but want the best experience with these games, you might want to try picking those up. You know, I can't comment because I haven't played them. But if you can't afford original hardware, you haven't got a PlayStation 4, you don't want to get these games on emulation on your PC or whatever, then this is a great bundle of games for the PlayStation 2, and in my opinion it's well worth the money. I mean, I bought this copy of this Samurai Spirits Online Collection for the PlayStation 2 around a few years ago, and it cost me £14, which I thought was pretty good. It's in pretty good condition. You know, and I bought it to play, not to have on my shelf and just worship and everything. But now I've looked online and they can go for £70 and upwards. I mean, I'm here in Australia and they're like 140 to 190 Australian dollars. So the price has gone up. I still think that it's a great price for the content because, I mean, look at it and what you're getting. You're getting arcade accurate versions of the games, as far as I can see. They're arcade accurate, and you're getting so much content for that money. You know, okay, you might look at it that you're buying just one disc, so you don't want to spend that sort of money for it, and if you do, you certainly don't want to play it in your console where there's a chance it can be damaged. But you're getting the 5 games, and that's the key thing here, guys. So I think it's well worth it. I mean, that's just my opinion for what it's worth. I love these games. If you want some gameplay videos done on these, please let me know and I'll see what I can do. If you like this series that I'm starting to do, these reviews of these older retro games and these older systems, PlayStation 2 in particular, if you like this, please like the video, drop a comment in the comment section below. I always try to reply. I do appreciate all the comments and likes that I get, and if you like the content and want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. Okay guys, cheers for that, and we will continue with some gameplay of this. Again, the backgrounds are absolutely fantastic in this game. Managed to kill him. 1 round anyway. Look at this huge monster. It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's, I love all these monsters and huge characters like they put in the game. And you've got the power meter there, which once you activate it, it changes the background. It's great. Oh, and I actually did one of the big combos there. Good at these combos now. Oh, brilliant! I get the women at the end. What more can you ask for in a fighting battle?
エゾカムイコタンいざ尋常に一本目勝負
I hate fighting this guy. He's really cheesy. He really is. He pulls on these special characters that grab you and hold you, and he either attacks you or other characters throw on food for him to eat. And so you'll get most of his health down, and then he'll have a big lamb joint or something chucked on the screen, and he'll eat it, and all that work you've done to get his health down, that's it. He just kills you. Really annoying. Oh, I think I actually managed to win a round. I don't usually win against this guy. More cheese. Oh, look. He's eating a big pie. Oh, stop eating. Absolutely annihilating there. Okay guys, I think I'm going to finish after this bout, so yeah, thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, I hope you enjoyed the review of these excellent games. I highly recommend picking them up in whatever format you prefer. They're absolutely fantastic. Please hit the like and subscribe button, put a comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in another video. Cheers guys, bye. 世界最強は誰だ？